welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rattan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show, where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I had to do this episode. Leonard brought these by the store. He stopped by this winery. He was talking about what I do at the store at King's Market. He said, hey, why don't you bring him 3 of our bottles of wine? So we brought them by. We actually tasted them at the store, and I was very impressed. So I want to share with you what I discovered. They're called Snow Road Winery in Echo, Oregon. So if you ever get in that way, heading towards Penticton, you might want to stop by there. Anyway, we're going to get started right off the bat with the 2014 Snow Road Winery, Cu'vee, Oregon. And this is a blend of Tempranillo and Zinfandel, which... Yeah, Tempranillo and Zinfandel. Now these guys are, I looked up on their website to see if I could find out their case production. They have to be a small case production, but they have a lot of acres. I think around 3,000 acres. They grow grapes. So I believe most of these are estate grown, not positive. Yeah, Echo West Vineyard. That's their vineyard. So pretty cool. They're growing Zinfandel there and Tempranillo. And this is their blend. Now the price on this rolls in at $38. So, you know, just to kind of put everything in perspective, whenever you have a small producer, their wines are going to be more expensive because when they buy new barrels, they do all of that. It costs a lot of money to do that, and if they're not producing a lot of wine, they have to charge more money. So, you know, 38 bucks, not chump change, but not bad. Let's look at the color. It has a little bit of a brown tinge to it. I'm going to use this piece of paper here. I'll put a link to their website so you can look at what they have. Maybe join their wine club if you so desire. This has a little bit of a brown hue to it. Not too bad, but it does have a little bit of a brown, kind of a maroon color to it. Let's see what we get on the nose. A little bit of, I get rose petal. A little bit of strawberry coming through, which I find quite interesting. Get a little bit of a plum character coming through. A touch of meat marinade. So that's pretty cool. You get this red flower. The red flowers are just killing it with the rose. And maybe a little bit of raspberry coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. Good tannic structure. This baby will lay down. I can tell you that. These have been open for a while. Good tannic structure. This is an interesting wine because the Tempranillo hits you right up at the front of the palate. Then it morphs out into the more Zinfandel characteristics. You get some currants on the backside. Up front, I get more strawberry, plum coming through. And a good hit of barbecue spice and kind of a meat marinade thing going on. Nice flow across the palate. Good tannic structure. I mean, this needs food. I would match this up with a blue cheeseburger, lamb, a good steak, grilled steak would be great with this wine. Good acidity, nice balance. I like those barbecue spices that are coming through on this one. Yeah, the barbecue spices expand on the mid-palate with a little bit of that meat marinade coming through. Almost like a Worcestershire sauce element coming through. The fruit, it's earthy. This is an earthy wine. This is old world in style, which is kind of cool when you think about it. In fact, I should look just real quickly if I spot the alcohol on. Yeah, so we're looking at 14.3. So a fair amount. But good structure, good balance. Good wine, $38. Not all of you are going to want to run out and get this wine, but it is a solid wine. It will lay down easily 5 years. Even with the Zinfandel, I think that Tempranillo gives it that balance. Interesting blend, Tempranillo Zin. I'm going to go straight up B on that. I think it's a solid wine, $38. Yeah, good effort. I was impressed with that wine when I first tasted it. I'm still impressed with it. This is a 2015 Snow Road Winery Incredible Red Cabernet Sauvignon, Echo West Vineyard, Oregon. This is in the Columbia Valley AVA, by the way. There you go. This rolls in at, let's see if I can read my writing, $30. $30 cab. Reasonably priced. Let's give it a little rinse. Yeah, that Tempranillo Zinfandel is very, very interesting. The structure on that, it actually closed up just a bit since I tasted it before. It was a little cold when we tasted it, but definitely has morphed into a different wine, which to me, that's what I love about wine. It is so interesting. And if you ever get a chance to practice this, just open a bottle, drink a glass or two, and then let it sit. Try it the next day. See how it evolves. And then if you have the self-control, try it on the third day. Amazing how some wines just change. Their personality changes. Many things change about them. Let's see what we get on the nose here. A little bit of a little bit of veggie, a little bit of green bell pepper. This one also has that meat marinade thing going on. I get definitely some cherry notes coming through. Let's see what we get on the palate. Solid cherry and currant notes, wrapped by good structured tannins. They're approachable. They have a little grip on the backside, but right front to mid palate into the finish, they're smooth. That meat marinade thing comes through front to finish. It's an interesting characteristic. It's a stylistic to the winemaking. I've had many wines that have that on it, but definitely two in a row having that is a stylistic thing that the winemaker has. Nice expansion on the mid palate into the finish. Nice fresh finish. So, good acidity, but balanced. The alcohol on this one is 14%. Solid cab. I mean, this is solid cab. This is why I want to do this episode, because I go, these are great wines. And in fact, I want to ask this question real quickly. You can answer it in the comment section. But have you discovered a small winery on your travels, wherever you're going, that you really like? And maybe you can share that down below. I'll share their website. Good spice on this one too. I get a little bit of a kind of a black pepperish thing coming through. A little bit of toastiness. This is also very earthy Cabernet Sauvignon. This is kind of a traditional Cabernet. If you're a love cab, but you're tired of the fruit-driven cabs that are coming out now, which there are a lot of them. Let's admit it. A lot of these guys are making their cabs a little more fruit forward. Maybe you're kind of craving an old world style, but you don't want to go to Bordeaux. You don't want to go that direction. You want something new world. You want something from the U.S. that is old world style. This is really good in that direction. Yeah, rose petals. I'm getting that on the nose as well. I guess they have quite a bit of volcanic ash in their soil, which would definitely affect the wine. Yeah, currants and cherries, long finish. I love the finish, a little bit of grip. This also needs some food. I could drink it by itself, but food would help for sure. And you know what goes with cab? Meat. But it's not too big in the tannic structure. I think you could have this with, you could definitely have this with chicken. If you had a roasted chicken, it would be good with that as well. Portobello mushrooms if you're vegan or vegetarian. Let's move on. So this is their 2013 Snow Road Winery Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve Echo West Vineyard. This rolls in at $53. So we're getting a little more serious on the price. There you go. Get that a little closer. I might have to invest in a camera that has zoom on it. A zoom remote would be nice. I had one before, but it went belly up on me. I had to invest in a new one, and it didn't have the remote. Anyway, let's see what we get on the nose. Again, get a little bit of that green bell pepper coming through on this one as well. Lots of currants coming through on this. No baking spice on this. I'm getting a little bit of licorice on the nose as well. And even a slight hit of chocolate. Let's see what we get on the palate. Okay, when you're talking about 53 bucks, you better be good. And this is good structure, good acidity, all nicely integrated together, solid currant notes, smooth across the palate, but those tannins have good structure. You can feel it. You know, it's like what, you know, when you see a well-built house, you know that has a good foundation. This has a good foundation. A little bit of chocolate coming through, licorice, currants, front to finish. I was looking for it. I found it. Just a little bit of that baking spice, kind of meat marinade thing coming through, barely. Not as much as these other two, but it's there. This is a cab that will lay down easily for 10 years. It's a 13 now, so 2023 probably peak a little bit, and then might hold on. I think it's easily another 3-4 years would do this wonders. The chocolate notes slide in right at the back of the mid palate into the finish a little bit. This is Old World in style as well. I like that. It's fresh, structured, still delicious. It also would benefit from food. The same thing I'm talking about. Hamburgers, steak, roast, stews. This would be fantastic. I forgot to give a grade on this one. I'm going to go BB+. And this one I'm going to go A minus on that one. I think it's a solid wine. I think it's a solid cab. I think it's worth all of $53. These small producers, when they start putting out the wines of this quality, I am very impressed. So, look at the website, check it out. I think it's worth checking out. I think their wines are very solid. I'd like to try more of them. I may join their wine club myself just to get my hands on some of their wines. We'll see. It looks like they have a Pinot Noir, a Zinfandel, a Carmenere, Petit Verdot. Yeah, all of those I'm very interested in. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I appreciate it so much. I'm getting more and more subscribers. That excites me. I'm very excited. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars wisely.